There's not much talk about this watch. This is one of the best value for money vintage chronographs under $1,000 or around $1,000 in the world. The end. Point. This is a vintage Tissot Seastar with the Lemania movement in it, and it just looks beautiful. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm edcgunner. As you can see, I gathered here some of the cool vintage watches. I've been doing a series of value for money, and ever since the day one on the edcgunner channel, you'll find some great watches that offer lots of value for money, especially if you're a seasoned watch collector or if you're just starting out. These watches make a decent collection, not a decent collection. These watches make a respectable collection, and any of these watches you put in your collection, you will gain respect. These watches command respect to watch snobs, to watch nerds, to horological nerds and whatnot, and this is one of those watches. And I have an Instagram buddy and one of my subscribers who gets it. He has a couple of these vintage Tissot Seastars, vintage Tissots, and not only they're beautiful, not only they look good, these watches are great value. First of all, back in the days, Tissot was under the same roof as Omega, and they were collaborating and they were making some awesome watches in the same roof. And most of the watch brands, even Patek Philippe or Vacheron or whatnot, since the late 90s, early 2000s, developed their in-house movements, in-house chronographs. And chronograph is my favorite watch complication. There's no point. And it's also complication that's pretty much hard to achieve and hard to create. You think that perpetual calendars and what other complications are hard. Well, chronograph is one of the hardest, and it's my favorite watch complications. So if you are hunting today, if you want to today buy a Colombian chronograph, you'll be looking Swiss made. You'll be looking thousands of dollars. And this puppy here, this little bad boy here, this one is only around 1,000. And if you are shrewd enough, if you are hunting, you can even snatch them for cheaper. However, you have to be careful. You don't want to buy the best. You don't want to buy the first example you get. You want to buy the best example you find, and you want to buy from reputable dealers. You don't want to buy Franken watches. So always make sure to go on forums online and ask people. People will help you to verify if it's all right, and also try to avoid examples with the water damage. So I don't have a lot of things to say about this watch, except it's just beautiful. It's gorgeous looking. Tissot example of horology. This is case. This is a Tissot Swiss-made brand. Tissot nowadays is pretty much entry-level Swiss watch, but these Tissots are up there with the Longines and Omegas and Rolexes of the era. And these are some high quality watches, and today in 2018 they're still ticking, they're alive, and they look they're relevant and they look beautiful. And you can see some beautiful dial on this one, beautiful case design, this orange, well actually it's a red. Here, let me just kill the light and you can see it's a red second hand, but it's just beautiful little watch to have in your collection, and I cannot recommend it enough. It's a manual wound, it has a Lemania movement, It's a column wheel chronograph. Has a. It's just horology on a budget, and you can see here it's waterproof enough. Has a screw down case back. Since it's chronograph, I would keep this away from water, especially this beautiful vintage chronograph. But it has a nice steel case, and that's all things are going for it. This is just a beautiful watch that I cannot tell you how much I love this watch. And unfortunately it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to my friend. He borrowed this to me for a review, but I just wanted to share with you guys. And has a beautiful tachymeter scale. I love tachymeter scales on the chronographs, even though I'm not completely 100% reliant. I wouldn't know how to use them. I prefer modern gadgets, but nevertheless this watch is gorgeous. Nothing else to it, just beautiful, and it's just horology on a budget. Let me just put it on a wrist so I can show you once more how it works. This one here is a little bit this is probably, I don't have a caliper, but I hate when people ask me for dimensions of the watches, but I have an 18 centimeters wrist, and this works perfect on my wrist. I think this is a 38 or 36 millimeter watch, but I believe this is a 38, just because of the case size, and it wears big. This size of the case, it wears big, but I don't care about that. All I care about is the watch, and this watch is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I cannot find any fault to it. It has a domed plastic acrylic crystal, has a nice patina on here, has a beautiful red second hand, has a beautiful dial, beautiful bezel, and I'm just thrilled with this watch. This is my favorite kind of Tissot, and I love Tissot. I love Tissot as a brand. I love them a lot, even in modern days, and you can find a lot of modern day reissues of this watch. But if you are able to snatch this one here or something like this, then definitely go for it, and it will be the most complicated and the best watch with the best movement in your collection, especially if you are just beginner to watches. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm edcgunner, and this is not the only chronograph of high value I have for you. So if you're not a subscriber to the channel, subscribe, and you can find this here. This is a Poilot Strela, another column wheel chronograph for you guys here on my channel, and you can see these two guys here. So I have some cool chronographs, and that's not it. I have here Seiko, of course. What's a collection without the Seiko? This is also high value Seiko column wheel chronographs. So all these watches are amazing value for money and can be had for around $1,000 or under, especially stuff like this. So do me a favor, go and find yourself one of these. If nothing else, they are much more respected, and you will have so much more joy out of them than some modern Visual 7750 pieces or some overpriced dive watches that are today for the money of these. So thank you for watching. I'm edcgunner, signing out with Tissot Seastar with Lemania movement. Gorgeous.